Hey there, everybody. It's Steven from Timebite, and I got something for you before you listen to this great podcast that's about to hit you right in the face, and that is that you should go check out Anchor, man. This website helps you for free start you up with any podcast that you would like in your little head to be making. Because you can record from your phone, you can record from your computer, man. You can distribute on iTunes, on Spotify, wherever your little heart desires, because your little grubby hands deserve it anyway. You can. There's no minimal listenership to get yourself started with getting anything that you want done, and everything's just in one place, man. Just go check it out. It's Anchor. It's the Anchor app or Anchor.fm on the internet. So, hopefully you enjoy the podcast. You are now listening to Timebite, hosted by me, Stephen Clark. Hopefully you enjoy the podcast. Hey there, everybody. It's your boy, Steve. Once again, for Timebite episode 89. Did I just say 89? That's nuts. The next episode is going to be the 90th episode of this podcast ever. How the hell did I get here? Like, I don't usually swear. I'm not a swearing kind of guy, but like, seriously, man, how the heck did I get here, man? 89 episodes. I want to say thank you, everyone, for all these 89 episodes, because they rule. And if you guys like them, or if you don't like them, it's completely up to you. Check them out. They're awesome. And we are almost hitting 2 years on the stride of this podcast in June. And that's going to be great. But today, on episode 89, once again, we are hitting that full circle. Because it just happens to work this way. So, I'll run it down again for people who don't know what is going on. So, episode 27, episode 26. I had Serpent's Breakdown on the podcast, and in episode 27, I had Tiff on the podcast. Great interviews, by the way. Go check them out. Also, check out my second podcast, In the Serpent's Pit, with Serpent's Breakdown, where we talk about a subject every single week. As the time of this recording, I don't know what the latest episode is, but from what I know right now, we talked about the coronavirus. Go check it out to get our opinions on that. And after I interviewed those two, it wasn't until episode 71 that I interviewed 19 Toothless 98. Amazing person, amazing cosplayer, just amazing person all around, great friend of mine. I still haven't had Ancient Constellation on my podcast yet. I don't know when that's going to happen or if that will even happen. I don't know. But if that happens, obviously you're going to know, because obviously it would be released. But today, we are hitting that full stride again, because once again we are having a person who's also equally as awesome, also equally as great. A cosplayer is also as great as all of them too. I can't even think of words because I think I said everything I could say. I am here with Dirty Pizza Cosplay, or as I known him for the longest time, the Pizza Boy, Kaiden, from Instagram. There we go. Hi.
Hello.
Sorry for the long intro. I just had to speed everyone up to speed.
Nah, bro, you're good.
All right, then. Let's get this started. Honestly, we were talking, for people who don't know about this, because obviously I didn't say anything about it yet, but me and you talked last night, and just getting to know each other and all that stuff. And for the podcast purposes, do you think you can like re-incite your story about how you and 192 plus 98 met each other?
Well, of course. I mean, I would be obliged to. So, is, so a lot of people don't know, or if you're on Instagram and, I mean, you follow 19 Toothless 98, or as I know her as Ray, she and I have known each other for almost 13 years. I mean, and how we met is that, so pretty much we are both from very, very small towns in northwestern Indiana, which she and I pretty much live 10 minutes away from each other.
Yeah.
um, and so how our county works is that there's two school districts, but there's multiple different schools. So how Ray and I's schools work is that she and I went to two different elementary schools, and then we all met up in fourth grade. And then fourth grade all through high school, we were all in the same school district. So how we met, it's still to this day, still cracks me up.
Yeah.
So a little known fact about me is that I'm very arachnophobic. Like, I will end up in a corner having a panic attack crying. And not so lucky me because I have a younger brother that likes to mess around with me with that, which is great.
Oh man. Wait, wait. Is it? Do you like it in a way of like it's funny, or do you like it's just like shove off?
Oh, I hate it. I hate it every minute of it. Like, I really want to just like kick his butt every time he tries to mess with me with it.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's great. I love having little brothers. Um, so Ray and I met in fourth grade.
Yeah.
So, um, which, I mean, for a lot of people, fourth grade is just meh.
Yeah.
But come to find out, so how it happened is that we had a guest speaker come in to my fourth grade class, and come to find out she had a tarantula with her. And I'm like, no bueno. And I told my teacher that, I'm arachnophobic. If you could ask her to like skip past me or something like that, so I don't have to deal with it and I don't have to end up crying and freaking out, blah, blah, blah. And she nods her head and gives me a nasty look because she does not like me. I was like one of her worst students because she was just not a nice person. So she walks out of the room and I get confused. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then she comes back in, points at me, and like gives me the come here motion. And I walk out the door, and next to her is the teacher next door. And she's like, so when she leaves, or no, when the guest speaker is I'm gonna just send you over to the with the teacher that's next door, and you're just gonna sit in with his class, and then I'm gonna come get you when she's gone. So I'm like, okay. So I walk into the room, and he announces that um, I'm gonna be sitting in with the class, blah blah blah, and they're working on some sort of science thing, and I had the choice between sitting next to a guy, a girl, or another guy. And I'm like, I know these two guys, and I don't like them, so I'm just gonna sit by this girl that I have no idea who is. And we introduce ourselves, and then I'm her partner for this science thing that they're doing, and then we just instantly hit it off. And that was the last time. That was like the first and like last time that we like met slash like talked or seen each other. And then next thing you know, fifth grade rolls around. We end up in the same class, sitting right next to each other, and then and it's just history.
In as they say, the rest is history.
Yeah, pretty much. And she's been dealing with me ever since. She cannot get rid of me.
Like, yes.
I mean, I say that in like a messing way because I love her to death. Like she's my ride or die. She's my one of my best friends. Um, and even to the point to where when we hit our 10-year friendiversary, which is around the time of our birthdays, because we're actually 18 days apart in
I know.
age. She's 18 days older than me.
I know. Do you know how I know?
She told you.
Yeah, but get this. My birthday's September 1st, Tiff's is September 2nd, hers birthday's September 11th, and yours is the 22nd.
29th.
Well, I was close.
Yeah, that's weird. That is funny though. So for our 10-year friendiversary and for her birthday, we actually got our best friend tattoo. So she has a sun, and then I have a crescent moon on my upper forearm.
She showed me. She has the tattoo of the forest with the birds on it and the thing that you guys have, and then dragging up her arm. Yeah, I saw that. She showed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that girl to death.
That's crazy, man. So, and then how did you I guess I could just say how you met Em because you told me that already and it was quick. It's because you knew her before. Do you knew her before Ray, or did you knew her when you knew Ray, but she was just another friend who came in your life?
I met her through Ray.
Oh. So they were friends at first, and then when they were still friends before they were dating, you got introduced to her, and then it just was from there, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's pretty cool. How about how did you meet? Well, you probably met Serpents right down for conventions, right?
I might have. I don't remember at the top of my head right now. I might have.
How about how did you and Tiff met for the first time?
So I met Tiff through Ray. Um, Initially, I was how do I say this? I instantly felt like that whole moment, like that whole Big Brother moment. I'm like, must protect small child.
Must protect small child.
I love that girl to she's crazy, but I love that girl to death. Even though she's older than me, she's like a little sister to me.
I'm older than you too. I'm the same age.
I know. I know.
but no, I mean like no, Tip's amazing. Tip's awesome. Great friend, great person in general. So I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, but do you remember how you met me?
I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, you used to message me a crap ton of pizza puns.
Yeah. Yeah, well, no, remember, I was in the forest, and I was always gonna get killed by a tiger, and then I was like, oh god, what do I do? And then all of a sudden, a shadow comes out of nowhere, and all of a sudden, holy crap, what the HE double hockey sticks is this person? And you come in and you slice the tiger right in half and you put it on a rotisserie and you roll it and you roll it and you roll it and all of a sudden why the heck did you do that? And then you wake up, then you go camping and then you eat the whatever you cooked and then you sleep and then you're sleeping there and you're just like dreaming about what you're gonna do the next day and you wake up and it's amazing and the sun rises up and you're like, yeah, and then that's How I Met You.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remembered that.
That totally happened. No.
Yeah, totally.
Oh God. I love it. I love it. I swear I do. But no, seriously though. No, yeah, it was just basically I messaged you a bunch of pizza puns and you liked them, and I was like, yeah, and
Yeah, I like my puns. I'm a punny person.
I could tell.
Wait until you get into a room with Ray and I. I make so many puns. I'm like, she's ready to kill me.
No, no, she, no, she, Alma, she probably told you about this, but when her and Em came to visit me like 2 weeks ago, um, she was always, if Em wasn't available, she was almost gonna bring you, and you weren't available because you didn't come, obviously, but like that would have been cool.
Yeah, I think I was at work or I was. Yeah, I had work that night and I think I was sleeping and blah blah blah.
But but that but if I would have saw you, if you would have came, we probably would have done a lot of puns, and she would have been, I had it.
Yeah, probably.
Because I could pun so much. I can make up so many
Yes.
puns.
I'm also known for my dad jokes.
Me too. And my work hates me because of it. like do you because are you Google because you're such a Chrome dome?
Yes. I love it.
I know. Our uh or no, here's a good one. Like are we gonna have a problem? You better switch up your attitude. and then
Yes.
and then the ambulance comes around. Wee you. I found that one on Facebook and it was hilarious.
That's great.
Oh man. So now that we got that story out of the way, about how you met everyone and all that, where how about your cosplay in general, like your cosplay stuff? Where did that start?
Um, so that kind of started back in high school. Um, that when I got really into it, um, I didn't really get into like really get into anime until I think I was like seventh or eighth grade, and then it got really serious once I got into high school. So, um, oh goodness. So I didn't re so like it really just started back in high school, when I really wanted to start cosplaying, and I didn't really get to do it, or because I didn't know how, or didn't know any good research or stuff like that like until I got older, and then like now I'm able to like make my own costumes like by hand and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
That that's pretty cool.
yeah.
Um, I mean, like you obviously you haven't seen me in person yet, but you've probably seen all the photos of me from conventions on my Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
But like my OC, I don't even can I don't know how I even consider it cosplay because it's basically me with layers on, jeans, flannel, vest and a hat. I mean, that's not really cosplay. That's just me just wearing more than I usually do. But I I made this character that was originally supposed to be my wrestling gimmick if I did get into the business, but I turned it into a Homestuck OC because I knew breaking into the wrestling business was not going to be something I was going to do, so I just turned it into an OC for Homestuck. Um, his name, his name was his original name was Crash Sabin, and then I changed it to Crash Stevens because it made more sense, and I liked that better than Sabin. And so, I was rolling with that, and I'm still working on how he actually looks because I've been doing the flannel vest denim vest thing for a little while now, but now I have a tactical vest that I'll probably start using for him more because it looks kind of better for the character, and it looks more cosplay-ish than a vest and flannel, which is something that
Right.
you would see on the street than at a convention. But I mean, I try in the cosplay world, but I know I'm not the best, but I try.
Yeah.
How about what's your favorite cosplay that you do?
Oh gosh. Oh, that's a hard one. To be honest, I love all and to be honest, I love all my cosplays
Hmm.
because, but if I really had to narrow it down, it would either have to be um my psionic cosplay from Homestuck,
Is
or
that the one that you were flossing in at 3 a.m. in the hallway?
yep. Or it'd have to be my Kirishima cosplay
I probably
from My Hero Academia.
I've probably seen it, but probably have no recollection of it. Um,
Yeah, I'm about to say I didn't really take any pictures. Um, because that was just a weird con and my phone was always dead.
do you have one of those things where you do you have like one of those what do you call it, charging bricks or whatever that you put in your pocket
A
or
portable battery.
yeah.
I did, but I always forgot it and I wasn't really wanting to deal with it. And plus I was too lazy at that point.
Well, I mean, it's always good to have a charged phone for whenever you may need it.
True. Very true.
I at C2E2. They even have it at the Hyatt in Rosemont. I didn't realize they did, but they have a thing where you can like buy a phone charger where you can either rent one or buy one. And I bought one. And it's just this little green and black cube, and all you need to, and it has a little thing on it already that you can just plug into. It has a little charger thing sticking out of it already, but if you're in a situation like mine where the nub is a little too short to just like plug the whole cube into your phone because of your phone case being stupid, um,
Oof.
all you gotta do is just buy like a 5 foot cable and plug it into there, and then plug it into your phone. Press the button to turn the thing on, and then your phone will start charging. So
Hmm.
the thing takes a God who knows forever to charge, but it's useful.
Right.
So a little tidbit for you. Um, so like, how were you like as like a child, like as like 5 years old, kindergarten and elementary school, before the fourth grade, before you before you met your crazy friend?
Um, when I was kind of um me in elementary school, huh? Um, I was a troublemaker.
You were.
I was kind of a loudmouth. I always ended up talking my everyone's ear off, and I always got in trouble. But then, I was the odd girl out because, I was the chubby one. I was the one with glasses, so everyone picked on me and bullied me and blah blah blah. But then, as I got older, I'm like, I don't care. If you try to start stuff, I'm gonna ooh, I'm gonna freaking sit sit on you and squish you like a pancake or beat you up because I don't care. But at that time, I had a few friends, but not very much, very many. I kind of kept to myself, but I was always talking to somebody.
That's cool. Um, so I want to, if you're okay talking about this, if you don't want to talk about it, it's fine. But I just want to ask, so I being clear to air, and so everyone knows and all that stuff, and so I know. What do you like? What is your gender technically?
So I am a non-binary individual,
Uh huh.
and then I go by he, they pronouns, but the occasional she, her is okay, just because of the simple fact that I'm not out to my family, so I still have to deal with that. Uh, so so yeah.
No, it's fine. I mean, like I get it. I mean, like you do you. That's who you are. As your friend would say, write your own story. You do you. So, I mean, I respect you no matter what, man. You could be whatever you want to be, and I respect it. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, if you got like any kind of questions like that, don't be like scared to, because I'm like, and you can probably tell already, I'm like one of the chillest people ever when it comes to that kind of stuff. Because I mean, it's okay to ask questions. Like a lot of people are like scared to, and I'm sitting here like it's okay to ask questions. So
Yeah, I just got no. I just got like, maybe I just got phrased. I didn't because I didn't want to blow it out of proportion or get it wrong or any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
no, 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 you're good, really.
So so like so when you decided on this being like this is who I am, like when how were you that day when you made this decision? Were you like this is who I am, and just run me through it. How was that day like?
So I was actually a senior in high school when I came out to myself, and actually at this time, um, I came out as transgender. Um, so and because I've always been a tomboy since I was like crap, I would say I was about 12.
Mm-hmm.
So around the time, puberty kicks in and blah blah blah. Um um so I was a senior in high school, and then as I was trying, because I have a lot of friends in the LGBTQ plus community when I was in high school,
Mm-hmm.
and plus I was in band, so there was a lot of us in there as well.
Yeah.
Um, and I was putting the puzzle pieces together, and I'm like, this makes sense of what's going on in my head that is like right in front of me. And then for like, or now, yeah, about 4 years, almost 4 years, um, since I've been out of high school, since I graduated in 16. I think it was about 4, 5 months ago that I started questioning myself. Um, I felt like I felt like it kind of like around this point I felt like I should be obligated to like be the quote unquote perfect daughter that my mother never had and blah blah blah, and I didn't feel like myself. And I told her, and then uh my mom and just like brushed it off, didn't care, whatever. um which you'll come to find out that I don't really have a good relationship with my mother.
Mm-hmm.
So it was only like 4 or 5 months ago when I like came to realization that I'm still a very masculine individual. I mean, I still want to be able to get top surgery and go through hormones, but I'm like more in between, kind of like, not, I wouldn't say androgynous, but like not a guy or a girl, because I'm a very masculine individual, but like I'll go out shopping with like my girlfriends, or like go get my nails done, and then but then also go home and like put on my binder and like make put a beard on me and like feel like bam.
So,
So
so you don't feel like a he, and you don't feel like a she. You feel like just Kaiden.
I'm just Kaiden. Yeah.
Like it's like a whole new gender.
Yep. Make it official.
That's 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 something. I love it. Just like I'm not following any of the rules. I'm just going by my own rules. Gender wise, be like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
And
I've
that's
noticed my existence.
well, yeah, you're noticed in a great way possible because the whole the whole chat loves you, and they loved you even before the chat. Um, so have you always lived in Indiana, or did you live somewhere else and then move to Indiana?
I was born and raised in northwestern Indiana
Oh, so you lived there your whole life.
my whole life.
Have you ever been to Santa Claus, Indiana?
I have not.
I want to go there so bad. That's one place I really want to go.
Honestly, honestly, same. Just because I would just want to say I've been there. I haven't. I'm not really. I haven't really been down south, like south of Indy South. Not really much. Only if I'm like traveling. When I used to go on trips or traveling trips with my family. Um, when we would drive down to Florida for like winter break, when me and my brothers were still in school.
Yeah.
But that's the only time. So
Wait, so obviously, if for everyone who's listening to the 192 for this 98 podcast, obviously we talked about the story about how you two came into class as the twins and nobody figured out who is who. Can you run us through your side of that whole story?
oh my gosh. Okay, so like this is like the best ever. So like this was my first official cosplay that
Yeah.
I've ever done, even though Ray made it for me because um so it was sophomore year in high school. Um and at this time Ray and I looked more similar than we ever been.
Yeah.
So, and we had one class together, which was chemistry, Chem 1, with good old Mr. Lane, which like he's like the best guy ever. Um it was to the point to when it was like a break time, or like we were just chilling and not doing anything, Ray and I were always sitting next to each other, and Mr. Lane couldn't tell who was who, even with our like hairstyles and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so we're like, let's mess with him. So, um, so we had to go to school on Halloween this year, on that year when we were in school, which, total bummer, but we
Yeah.
were allowed to dress up. What better way to dress up at school for Halloween for class is to go as the Hitachi twins, um, as the Cheshire Cats. So throughout the day, we always get the looks, blah blah blah. I don't care. And then we get to chemistry class, which was about the end of the day, kind of.
Yeah.
Um, so we decided to walk in together and say, "Hello, Mr. Lane." And then he had to do a double take, and he's like, "Oh my God, I can't tell who is who." He's like started laughing his butt off, like freaking out.
Oh God.
It was like the best day ever. Like, um, and then I can't remember, like, it was so long ago, but it was like so vivid. Um, I don't remember if we did it or not. But in my mind, we switched spots.
That's what
So
she
she was
said.
in, okay, so yeah, we did do it. So Ray was in my seat and I was in hers, and then, and he didn't realize that we switched spots until like halfway through the class, and then we got in trouble for it.
Oh God.
And then, I mean, we didn't really get in trouble with it. He's like, "God dang it," or like just like really pissed off, and it was
he was like, come on, man, why?
yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much Mr. Lane. Oh my God, that was like, oh,
Who?
that was one of the, that was so funny.
No, when did it when was no, how long did you guys keep the jig up before you guys had to finally like had to be like, okay, that I'm Kaden, I'm right.
Um, I don't think we ever established that.
You guys never broke the ice. You guys kept the gimmick the whole time. You guys stayed in gimmick the
Pretty
whole.
much, pretty much until like, he told us to go, until he figured out who was who, and then like it was like at the end of class. So like, okay, just switch back. I don't care. Just switch back seats so I know who is who.
Dude, okay, get this. If okay, that what am I trying to say? If me, you, and her were all at the same high school at the same time in that same class, what I would have done is that if I would have knew what cosplay was at the time, because I didn't know what cosplay was until 2015, but if I knew what cosplay was back then, and we were in that same class, and we were all dressing up, and you guys came in like that, I would have been my character, and I would have been my gimmick the whole time, which is basically me turned up to 11, and I'd be like, okay, guys. Like okay guys, one looks like a ginger that got his hair too cut, and the other one looks like he got his hair too long at the barbershop for 5 hours straight. It would be funny. No, but it would have been funny, just a funny interaction like that. Oh man. But no, I mean, did you guys ever do anything like that again, or was that the first and only time?
That would be the first and only time.
You haven't done anything like that in the future, like at a convention or anywhere else? Just that time?
No, just around that time. We've been really meaning to revamp the twins, but we just never gotten the chance to it. I mean, in some aspects we still kind of look similar, but I'm a bit fluffier than Ray, and in the face as well, so you can kind of depict on who's who.
Well, I can.
Um,
Well, I can tell. I can tell the difference between her and you because you have a piercing, and I can just tell by facially how you two look. So I can. So I can tell which one's you and which one's
yeah,
her, which is fine, right?
yeah.
Um. Whatchamacallit? Like, like, what's the craziest thing you two have done? like besides that, what was the craziest thing you two done together?
Probably if we're talking about most recent that I can think of, it would have to be when Ray took me to Chuck E. Cheese's for my 20th birthday.
Chuck E. Cheese for your 20th? What?
Oh yeah.
That doesn't that doesn't make any sense. What?
Yep.
Why?
Just because why not? I mean,
isn't Game Warriors Dave Buster's something that's more like that, more up your alley than Chuck E. Cheese is?
no. Why not go to Chuck E. Cheese's? I didn't really get to go to Chuck E. Cheese's when I was a kid, so and like that was like the next best thing since we don't like the closest Dave and Buster's is like 2.5 hours away.
Yeah. I mean, no. I mean, like, I'm not trashing on it, but that's just funny. Like Chuck E. Cheese,
Yeah, why not?
because here's my thing of it. There's always a bunch of little kids there. It's always dirty there. It's always.
Oh well, I was just there to play games.
Kaiden, I can just see Kaiden and Chuck E. Cheese and the little band is playing, and you're just going like, yeah.
That's pretty much how it went.
And then one of them just looks you dead in the eye, and they're like, "What are you doing here?"
Like, I do what I want.
I do what I want.
Everybody can judge me as much as they want, but I don't care. I'm there for my birthday, and I'm gonna play this.
Did you get in the thing and climb in the tube on the roof?
No. I am too fat for that.
No, that'd be funny if you like attempted though.
True. But then Ray would have to like pry my butt out, and then she'd be mad all the way home.
Yeah, she would have been like, oh, "What are you doing, man?"
No, she would pull me out the tube, kick my butt, and then shove me back up the tube so I didn't stay there, stuck, knowing her.
She'd be like, "Yeah, man, you go."
Yeah.
and then you'd be stuck in the tube, and then she'd drive off, and then you'd be like, and then the place would close, and then nobody would realize that you were in the tube the whole time.
Mm-hmm. I'd be like, "Okay, cool, bye guys."
and then over the intercom, they just have some boring Vader music, and it's just like. I'd
be jamming to that all night. I wouldn't care.
In the day that they realize you're stuck in there, they go like, "Hey, if anyone realized that there's been something different about this place." Yeah, like some guys.
We're like, "Hey guys, how you doing?"
Like, wait, and then they're like, "What are you doing stuck in a tube, man?"
I don't know.
No. You're sitting there, and you have like a little bonfire going, and you have like Will beat Chuck E. Cheese for money.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, yeah. That would be sick. Oh man. No, it's not that I didn't run out of questions, but I just want to ask, do you have anything you wanted to ask me? Just out of curiosity.
So it's kind of like an obvious question that I already know the answer to. But I'm just gonna take a wild guess that you found out about me and Ray and M through Tiff.
No, no. I mean,
No.
no. No. What happened was, okay. This is how it officially happened. So I met Ray for 15 seconds at Count Delete 2017. Like 15 seconds. That's literally how long it was. And
Oh crap.
and it would, and because she invited me to come to like her panel at midnight. At that panel, which it was like some pajama stuff thing, and I couldn't be there because I had to leave. And she was like, "Okay, cool, see you later." And so it was like literally 15 seconds of hi bye, and
Oh, okay.
and and I found her on Instagram, the picture of her and her car cat flipping off the camera, and I was like, and I said, "Oh, I remember this person." And so I found her account and I followed her, and then it was left at that. And so I just like, like she was there, and I was like, okay, she seems pretty cool, blah blah whatever. And then I talked to Serpent's Breakdown, who I had known and I met for more than 15 seconds, and I thought she was cool, and I thought like, hey, why not? And so I had her come on the podcast, and we were talking, and at first she didn't want to. At first she was like busy, and she told me in the meantime I should have Tiff on the podcast, and I was like, who's Tiff? Like, I don't know who this Tiff is. And so Serpent comes on the podcast eventually after that, and we have our conversation, and we talk, and I go like, and I ask her like, who's Tiff? Like, I don't know who Tiff is. And she said, oh, she's really cool. Circus Stuck is amazing. This and that. All she was like saying all these nice and amazing things about her. I was like, oh, like, well, maybe I should have her on the podcast. That'd be cool. And that's exactly what happened. I found Tiff, and I messaged her, and she said she would come on the podcast, and I said that's really cool. Then we do our episode, and we had the most amazing interview ever, because it's probably one of my favorite. It's probably my favorite podcast episode I've done to date. And after I talked to her, she was telling me about 19 2 plus 9 8 in M, and I was like, I remember, like, it sparked my mind again about like, oh, I remember her, like, because I follow her on Instagram. And so at first I tried messaging Ray, she wasn't responding. So basically I was like sending one message, waiting a little bit to see if I get a response, and then delete it. But then eventually I send her a message, and she responds, and she's like, oh, sorry, but I've been so busy and all that stuff. And then after we started messaging that first day, we just sort of like instant friends. It just became instant. We just started like talking like every day almost, and we got to know each other, and we became like this. We started this great friendship, and she introduced me to her girlfriend. And then I met her, and she was amazing. And she told me about you, and I was like, and then I tried to get in contact with you, but then you were busy, and then I started punning you, and then you started liking it. But then it was like I said yesterday. It was kind of like this thing. We were like friends this whole time, but it's just like we just never talked. And so
Yeah.
And so now officially, like, I feel like this is where the launching pad actually starts between me and you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the crazy story behind it.
Okay. That's honestly the only question I was curious about.
Well, aren't you curious about, like, my huge obsession with Guitar Hero?
I did not know that.
Well, you want me to tell you about it?
I mean, you can if you want. I don't care.
Yeah, so, little known fact about me, I love Guitar Hero. I love it. I haven't played it in forever, but I love it. And I own every single game that has ever come out. Except Metallica on Xbox 360. I have it on the Wii, but I don't have it on 360. because what happened was that I originally started collecting them on the Wii because that's the first console I had with it on it, and so because of that, I collected every single game that ever came out on that console, and eventually I got an Xbox 360, and after I got that, one of my brother's friends had Guitar Hero 3 for the 360, he didn't want it anymore, and so he gave it to us, and then that was like a whole launch pad of me being like, well, the Wii pretty much is broken. Well, the console wasn't broken, the disc drive was broken, so I couldn't play my Guitar Hero on Wii anymore. So I decided to move to the next best thing, and that was Xbox. And so I ended up recollecting all the games on Xbox, and they look better graphically anyway on the Xbox than they do on a Wii. If you, I don't know if you ever played them, but if you see the Wii version and then you look at like the PS3 and the Xbox 360 versions, they look, it's like a whole leap and bounds better. And so I collected all the games, even the two that came out on the, well, technically three. I just have the one on Xbox, but I got the R2 on PS2. And I'm such a fan of it that I don't care what console it's on, PS2 or PS4. I put them all in order, like literally in the order that they came out in.
Oh, that's sick.
So you know, like, because technically, if you think about it, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's technically only 6 games in the series, but if we're talking, altogether there's more because there's Guitar Hero Encore Rocks the 80s, Guitar Hero Aerosmith, Guitar Hero Metallica, Guitar Hero Van Halen. Those are all technically not numbered, but they're all part of the series. The ones that are numbered are technically the ones that really count, and the others are just add-ons. But I love all the games. Band Hero sucked because everyone I like Band Hero, but everyone thought it sucked. But I liked it.
I liked it.
Do you played it?
It was the only one I ever owned with my Xbox 360. So I'm still a noob, but I really liked playing it.
People were confused why it was called Band Hero because but I like the name because at least it's better than like Guitar Hero Kids Edition or Teen Edition or some corny name. Plus the box has the Guitar Hero logo on it, so. Have you ever played Guitar Hero 5?
No.
Well, let me give you a fun fact here. Basically, if you played Band Hero, you technically played Guitar Hero 5 because it's basically the same exact thing reskinned.
That's awesome.
So, and obviously I know because I played them. Have you played DJ Hero? The only two that came out?
No.
I own them both, and it's such a fun game because you know, if you ever seen it, it's just, you know, it's a turntable with 3 buttons on it, and it has a knob that switch between the feeds, and it's like actually being a DJ, but you know, not being a DJ.
Right.
It's fun if you ever want to play it sometime. But yeah, then the last game that ever came out was Guitar Hero Live, which was awesome until they shut down their playable MTV service, which sucked. You're gonna come to find out that once I start talking about stuff I really love, I'm just gonna go off about it.
Right. No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I just don't want. The thing with me is I feel like I'm boring you, and I don't want to do that.
No, you're good, dude.
But if I get started talking about wrestling, I'm like, oh boy, I know information about wrestling, man. I know a lot about it.
Yeah.
Like I told you before, I can name off all the WrestleManias right now if I wanted to, and what year and where they were located. Would you like me to do that?
I think I'm good.
All right, then I won't do it. But um, but yeah, like if we can talk about anime for like 5 minutes. Uh, I love Beyblade. Beyblade's amazing. I don't know if you really like it, but I love it.
I watched it as a kid, and my brothers were really into it, so I think it's pretty cool.
Do you know that like every single series is on DVD now?
Dude, I didn't. That's sick.
Yeah, like first one, the first series, V Force, G Revolution, the one and only American movie, the whole Metal Saga and the whole Burst Saga is now on DVD.
That's sick.
Yeah, if you're interested. Um, I also put all the panels I do on DVD. The Kano Delete panel did not get on DVD because it was never recorded, which sucks because that was the best panel I ever did. But if you want a copy, I can send you one, or I can just plain out give it to you whenever I see you, if you like.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's fine. And it's just something I like to do. I mean, if it's not anything you want, it's fine. So what's a good question? No, what's a good question to put this? So what, like, after everything that you've been through up to this point, like, do you think that everything's been good for you so far?
Oof. I mean, I have my ups and downs.
Yeah.
Because I have been through a lot since I was a kid. All the way up, actually, all the way up till now. Um,
Basically, I'm trying to ask how you feel your roller coaster's rolling right now. Do you think you're on the straight path, on the up path, on the down path, on the middle path? I mean, I mean, just asking. If you don't want to answer it, it's fine. I just thought I would just like be.
no, no. I'd have to say it's kind of like straight and up a little, but it's kind of like zigzag bumpy.
Yeah.
That's the only way I could try to explain it.
No, it's
Um,
fine.
yeah, that's yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, because we, as a lot of people know, the Indiana beach unfortunately closed its doors, but there's a petition to get it open again, and
Yeah.
I signed that petition just for all of you, just for all my boys in Indiana there. So
Yeah, we're hoping that it stays open. Considering it's getting ready to hit its 100th anniversary here in a few years. Um, and like all the way up till my grandparents, no, my parents, have been going there, and my parents took me and my brothers and my cousins, and I've gone there with my friends and stuff like that. So just seeing it, just like not be functioning, just is like heartbreaking. But I can really understand it with the financial side of it. So I really hope that um someone buys it and reopens it.
I mean, sounds like Six Flags for you guys.
It pretty much is.
Because around here we have Six Flags in Gurnee, which is almost near the Wisconsin border, but it's like that's kind of like what we have. Because Navy Pier, it's just a Ferris wheel. That's all. That's all it has that going for them. But I'm scared of heights, so roller coasters are not my thing.
Dude, same.
We're more. I think we're more common than you think.
I mean, I'll go on the Ferris wheel, but that's about it.
But I wouldn't even go on the Ferris wheel. That's how scared of heights I am.
Oh boy.
Like if I won't step on a roller coaster, what makes you think I'm gonna go on the Ferris wheel? Even if it's closed, like in a closed box of vicinity.
Right.
like I don't care who I'm smashed against. I'm not going on that thing. Oh man. Are you in nostalgia, by the way? Do you like nostalgic things?
Yes and no.
So if I were to like throw a Windows 95 computer in front of you, you'd be like, eh.
Oh my god, no, please, no.
Why?
Oh, that's kind of like a bad nostalgia because I was not like a huge computer whiz when I was a kid. Even with it being kind of basic technology back then.
I mean, I'm not a computer whiz either. I just remember Windows 95 growing up. That was like the processor that was in my house.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it was cool and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or like having to deal with dial-up. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love that, man. I
Oh my gosh.
No. Funny enough, I had that on my phone. For the longest time.
Ew.
I like it. I don't know about you, but I like it. Like,
yeah. Yep.
You got mail.
Yeah, those were the simple days back when we were kids.
Yeah, and like, did you have an AIM back then? An AIM?
I did not.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy.
I know what it is. I was just too young to have one.
No,
so
here's the funny thing. I had an AIM in its like dying days, like when no one was using it anymore. I got one and I downloaded it and I used it to talk to like only certain people I went to high school with because AIM and it's cool.
Dude, it's like MySpace all over again.
I can't believe MySpace is still around today.
I know, right?
How hasn't it not been bought out by Facebook or Twitter or something by this point?
Or it's like I'm surprised it hasn't died like Vine has.
Well, because that's where all the emos are. Or on Facebook or on MySpace.
I mean, you're not wrong.
So what?
I mean, I was on there at one point.
No, I never had a MySpace, honestly. I jumped it was aimed straight to Facebook.
Yeah, I had MySpace for a little bit, then I was straight to Facebook.
I feel like MySpace these days are like for like if you're single and you're looking for a emo chick or emo dude, there they are.
Right.
They're crawling in your skin, and those wounds do not heal. I love it. Music. I forgot to ask you about your music. What do you like?
I like anything and everything. Just not more so the rap kind. But I'll listen to it because that's what my brother listens to.
What, to the rap?
Yeah.
You're, I'm not a big rap guy, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, the only rap I'll like ever listen to is like um I listen to a lot of NF actually, which, I mean, yeah, it's kind of like on the depressing side, but I like how he raps with it, kind of. Um, and then I still listen to a lot of Eminem.
No, no, all right, no, all right. Are ever gonna be like that one Gravity Falls episode and be like, if they tell you to eat your pants, are you gonna eat your pants? like, like, have you seen that episode? It's just funny. It's just well, they said I gotta eat my pants now.
Yep.
I like,
But I more so listen to like pop music and alternative rock, like kind of screamo stuff.
yeah,
So,
I don't mind alternative. I don't mind it. I think it's pretty kicking. Um, I listen to a lot of classic rock.
hmm
Um, anything like I listen to like a lot of things that like if I like how it sounds, then like
I'll listen to it.
yeah, then I'll listen to it.
Yeah.
And a lot of that came from Guitar Hero because obviously it's a music game. You're basically playing music, and
hmm
because of that game, I learned about a lot of songs and a lot of different versions of songs that I've grown to like and not really like. Uh, like I do not like Blink 182 because I do not like the way they sound.
Ooh, I'd have to disagree because I love Blink 182.
Yeah, but they sound all nasally and they just go like, "Let's go, don't wait, this night's almost over."
It's not
Seriously.
for everybody.
Yeah, I know. I can't stand those guys. I'm sorry. um, I did you listen to Yellow Card growing up?
Did I what?
Have you ever heard of Yellow Card?
It sounds familiar.
Oh come on, man! Back in the day, man, Yellow Card was on ever was like making commercials like crazy and
Oh my gosh, it sounds so familiar.
yeah, like when I was younger, like Yellow Card was like pumping out commercials for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe they're trying to get big and famous in a faster way or something. But I just remember their commercials. I don't remember anything about their music until I jumped into the Guitar Hero gaming.
hmm
like
Um, yeah, these I cannot put my finger on it, but they sound very familiar.
they made Ocean Avenue. They made
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
what's that? No, they made this other song. What was that? What was it? It was off the um no, the Takedown off the Paper Balls album.
Mm, I can't think of it.
Tenacious D though, right?
Vaguely.
They're the Jack Black's little band. They made the metal and Master Exploder. They even had their own movie.
It sounds familiar. It's just my brain no function right now.
Hashtag Kaiden has no function. Kate hashtag right now.
Yeah.
Oh man. Um. Yeah, we've been going for an hour and 8 minutes though, just to keep you up to speed of how long we've been going for. um. To be 100% completely honest with you, I don't know what else to ask. You think we had a great time today, though, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, loved every single bit of this. And think and I'll just ask again if you have anything you want to ask. I'm totally down to answer it. I don't care.
Mhm.
So do you have a
Yeah, can't really think of anything right now.
I can tell you about my first con if you're wondering how that went.
Yeah, sure, why
So my first convention ever in my entire life that wasn't the RV show. That wasn't like the outdoor camping RV show.
not? Mhm.
Was Wizard World Chicago 2015.
Ooh.
I haven't been back to there since because I didn't really like the convention that much. But it was me and my two other friends, and we went there, and I was trying to be Marshall Lee from Adventure Time.
Sweet.
Did not look like him at all. So I wore a Homestuck shirt under my flannel just in case all were to fail, and obviously it failed. And so I took out the flannel, I put the Homestuck shirt on, and there was a giant group of Homestuck cosplayers, pretty much, and there was a Nepeta, and she was like, "Oh my god!" And she bows down to me, and she goes like, "Can I take a picture of you?"
Aw.
I can't tell you how many times I recited that story on this podcast, but it's just that's like it was so adorable. I mean, because it hasn't happened to me since then, but I thought it was amazing. And I took the picture with all of them, and it was funny, and I loved it. And then at the same convention I met Stan Lee for free for the first time ever.
Oh my gosh.
No,
Totally jealous.
and I walked up to him, and we were just like, "Oh, hey, what's going on, Stan Lee?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm like doing good and all that stuff." Like we were just talking to him, seeing how he was doing. He was doing great. My friend took a photo of him, but I didn't take a photo of him. It was weird, but it was a. I'm not gonna say I had a terrible time there, which I didn't. The convention just seemed so like corporate compared to Anime Midwest, Count Delete.
I gotcha.
You know. Do you think you ever saw me at a convention before you met me? Just like walking by, or no?
I might have, and I just didn't like recall it. I'm like, uh, I think I have. I can't really, I don't know, because I haven't been to a con in so long, and it's weird. I hate being in retirement right now, but
What was your last con? Like, what was the last con you've been to?
Anime Midwest last year.
Oh, last year's. I was there too. But yeah, I mean, that's the convention where I met Tiff in person for the very first time ever.
Ah.
But that's before I really knew, before my friendship with Ray and M kicked off. So I didn't see them there, and then I didn't see you there, obviously. So, but that's
Yeah, I was kind of off doing my own thing.
I feel like we've done good for a whole hour and 13 minutes. So yeah, I think this is a good place to end it then. Thank you everyone for listening to episode 89 of Cyber Timebite. You can follow me on Facebook at Cyber Timebite. Follow me on Facebook. No, you follow me on Facebook at Cyber Timebite. Follow me on Twitter at NostalgiaVamp. Buy my merchandise at redbubble.com under Crash Steven Gear, where you can buy the Spork t-shirt, and you can love the Spork like it should be loved, like it should have been this whole time, because the Spork is awesome. Kaiden wants the Spork. I know he does. I can feel it in his tonsils.
I have no tonsils.
Dang it! Okay, you know. Gets up, flips the table. Okay, you know. I'm just gonna go cry in my little corner now. Okay. But no, yeah. I mean, like the Spork is amazing. Go buy it. I love it. I think I did a good job on it. How about you? Where can people find you?
You can find me at on Instagram, Nerdy Pizza Cosplay, periods in between, and that's pretty much it.
You're not on Twitter or nothing.
No, not really.
I think people would love you on Twitter. Honestly.
Yeah, too much drama on in the Twitter world.
Hashtag nerdy pizza Twitter.
Dude, I might plug that.
Yeah, and it's in your profile picture. It's a whole pizza, and in your cover photos it says the turtles eating pizza.
Hell yeah!
Which we didn't even cover the Ninja Turtles thing, but we know that you love it, right?
Yeah, it's my obsession since I was a kid till the day I die.
Just he's gonna get all Ninja Turtle on your crap if you don't follow him. All right then. Thank you everyone for listening, and I hope all of you have a great day. Have a nice one.